How's it going, people? Welcome to another review by me. This time I'm doing Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining from 1980. Yeah, this one is really good. Good film. It stars Ewan McGregor as a grown-up version of Danny Torrance from the original film. And he basically meets up with a young girl who has similar powers to him. By the name of Aberstone, played by Kylie Curran. And yeah, he's basically just got to try and protect her from this cult of weirdos who feed on, basically feed on children who have powers, like suck their powers out of them, which is like really weird. So yeah, that's the synopsis of the film, really, because if I say any more, I'll give away spoilers, and I'll wait for that. So, but yeah, I'll give you my brief review then on it. Good film, good sequel to The Shining. I mean, it also stands well as a standalone film, a standalone horror. Even if you haven't seen The Shining, you can probably watch this, and still, there's a good story there to follow. Yeah, I'd say the acting all round is really solid. You've got what's her name? Rebecca Ferguson playing Rose the Hat, who is like our main villain in it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. There was some real good scary moments in it. Some pretty like really harsh scenes as well. Like, I mean, the gore is there, not like over the top, but yeah, there's a couple of scenes where it's a bit like, ooh, that's rough. So there's a bit there for the gorehounds if you're a gorehound, and yeah, yeah, I don't want I want to go into spoilers now. So finally, I will say to you on this, go and see Doctor Sleep if you have seen The Shining. It is definitely a very, very good sequel. And definitely worth your money and time. Yeah, solid, like I say, solid performances all round. Good story. Ends very satisfyingly. I'd give it a high recommendation, definitely. Even if you haven't seen The Shining, watch it because it's worthwhile if you're a horror fan. It's definitely a very, very good horror film. Mike Flanagan, who directed it, has done a great job. So yeah, check it out. Okay, so now I'm going to go into some spoiler territory. So yeah, if you don't want spoilers, thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll speak to you in a bit. But for those who are up for some spoilers, hey, here we go. So yeah, The Shining is, you know, like when I watched The Shining, I thought it was, I took away from it like, you know, the ghosts that and obviously Danny had some sort of sensitivity to like paranormal things, and he was psychic, you know, psychic abilities and stuff. But this film expands on that very big, like there's lots of people around the world, children especially, who have The Shining, and they are basically being hunted by these, well, like I say, by the cult called the True Knot, who are like vampires. Basically, that's what I took away from it. I thought they were vampires because they don't drink blood, but they suck the like shining force out of you, like, or out of the people with the shining. Like they kind of like draw it out, and like feed off it, and it makes them immortal. And if they don't have it and they get killed, they like turn into like steam, just and what's left behind is their clothes, like kind of like vampires. So I kind of think it feels like a vampire film without, like, you know, your traditional Hollywood blood drinking vampires in it. But yeah, it's an interesting concept. Like, it's like had loads of great nods to the Kubrick original. Like I say, we get to see the blood coming out of the elevators and stuff at the Overlook Hotel. But the Overlook Hotel, actually, it expands on that, on what that is more. Like, it's almost as if the hotel is what they weren't. There was ghosts in the hotel, but it was the hotel itself that's a demon, almost, or something, or like a ghost. No, not a ghost, but like, you know, some sort of evil. Like it's the hotel itself is evil. It's built on burial ground, isn't it? Like obviously an Indian burial ground, as you found that out in the original in The Shining. But yeah, I thought that was really good. Really, really good like, expansion on it, and I thought I thought yeah, it felt like a vampire film, to be honest, a psychic vampire film. Yeah, I enjoyed that though. There's some really good scenes with like some of the characters like one called Snakebite Andy, and she's like a 15-year-old who she has the Shining and she lures people like into like lures like male predators who like young girls, you know, those kind of nasty motherfuckers, into like situations where she can like make them go to sleep using her powers, and then she like kind of cuts like snake bite marks into their faces and robs them, so it leaves them permanently like scarred, sort of thing. And they turn her because she's I can't remember, they call her a pusher. That's it. She's a pusher, and like she's quite an interesting character. Like yeah, yeah. There's some like really good other characters as well. Like you've got Crow Daddy, who's like Rose the Hat's right hand sort of thing, and he's played by Zahn McClellan, McClellan, I think. I'm butchering that name. And we get to see Cliff Curtis, who plays Billy Freeman in it. Cliff Curtis always good and great in when we get to see him. And yeah, and like I can't remember the name of the actor, but like the little kid from The Predator, he's in it, and he gets fucking yeah, savage. What happens to him? Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I can say anything more about this. Really, I enjoyed it. I kind of like the effects. I thought were really good. There's not too much gore, like I said, but there is a couple of scenes which are like, yeah, cinematography as well is like, it looks really nice. It's very well shot. There are a couple of jump scares, but like the tension is really held well throughout the film as well, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, like, I got emotional in a couple of bits. I actually felt some serious like emotion inside, which was good. I like it when a film makes me feel emotional. It means it's actually, you know, sinking in, which is really, really good. So yeah, fucking brilliant horror film, like brilliant sequel as well. I'd give it definitely give it 4 stars. Definitely give it a 4-star rating, just purely based on its own merits. That's how much I enjoyed it. Not just because it's it's a sequel to The Shining. It's still I still think it stands alone as a great horror film as well. So yeah, check it out, man, if you fancy a scare, and like yeah, or even if you don't fancy a scare. Well, actually no, that makes no sense. Don't watch it then. So anyway, I'm talking bollocks now again. So yeah, on that note, I'll say thank you for tuning in to this review, and like I say, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date for more stuff coming your way from me. And yeah, that's it. See you next time. Bye.